Good morning, Corvallis High School. I have been asked to give you an update as to the high school's reopening plan. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the first day of school and what that is going to look like. We are going to maintain having our freshman orientation for freshmen only on September 8th. Freshmen will come directly to school and meet in the gymnasium and then go into their groups for all of their courses throughout the remainder of the day. Also, at this time, we are looking at having students come into the high school prior to the start date to pick up their schedules, complete any schedule changes, as well as pick up their assigned Chromebooks. On the second day of school, September 9th, we will then again have all students meeting in their class meetings. Freshmen will meet on the north side of the gym, sophomores in the outside pavilion, juniors in the library, and seniors on the south side of the gym. At this time, all students will be receiving important information regarding them in their grade level cohorts. For our regular schedules, once we resume on the third day of school, we will have health screening that will be taking place each time a student enters the class in the morning as well as in the afternoon. We will be using this as a way to take attendance, grab a temperature baseline, as well as complete nutrition break information. Any high school students who need additional screening will be asked to go to a designated screening area for further screening. As for masks, we are requiring students and staff at Corvallis High School to utilize their masks. We will be involving our student council with the creation of a video to share with the primary school, middle school, and high school to show the proper usage of masks. Masks may be removed when students are outside during their passing periods, but they are required once students walk into the doors of the high school. Staff and students will be utilizing frequent mask breaks during class, as well as passing time and lunch. To give you an idea of what our classrooms are going to look like, as students enter and exit classrooms, they will be asked to use hand sanitizer at each classroom entry. Teachers will also be required to keep their classroom doors open at all times. We will ask teachers also to have their windows open as long as the weather permits. We are going to have tables or desks all face the same direction, as well as a seating chart implemented in all classroom spaces. Our tables or desks are going to be spaced as far apart as possible. In some classrooms, we do not have enough classroom space to maintain that 6 feet, but we will try our best to have the maximum amount possible. We will also be utilizing an 8x8 space at the front of each classroom for teachers, where they can remove their masks to then teach or lecture. This will allow students to be able to hear them more clearly. As for lunch, we are maintaining that we are an open campus. We will still provide grab and go in the hallway, but we will be limiting the amount of students in the lunchroom. We will allow students to still eat in the library with only 2 per table, at the cafe tables, also 2 per table, and then in our outdoor seating where we have the library courtyard, the pavilion, as well as picnic tables as long as the weather permits. We will also be opening up classrooms with a maximum of 10 students per teacher's classroom. At this time, we are closing the hallway to lunch for the safety of our students. Speaking of hallways, students are encouraged to bring all of their materials with them in their backpack. We are going to discourage the use of lockers until we can secure additional janitorial staff at the high school other than freshmen. So again, freshmen will be allowed to use lockers. We will encourage our students who do have their own transportation to use their vehicles as much as possible as their locker. And again, we will still maintain the use of the water filling stations as normal, so students are encouraged to bring their own personal water bottle. At this time, we are working on transitions and securing directional flow arrows and lines to mark off the hallway. Students will be expected to go directly to their first period class once they arrive at the high school as well. We're really working on maintaining that continued movement in the hallway with no gathering in groups or loitering in the hallways. This year, nutrition break will look a little different. This year, it will be provided in the classrooms. We will be coordinating with Kathy Martin, our food service coordinator, and utilizing our office TAs. As students walk into each classroom, they will mark next to their name on the roster that they would like to participate in nutrition break for that day. The nutrition break will then be delivered to their classroom before the end of first period. As soon as nutrition break is delivered, the teacher can then, while the weather permits, take students outdoors and then go ahead and have students remove their masks to have their nutrition break. Once the weather does turn, we will use the classrooms and rotate every other student with nutrition break, again allowing students to have that opportunity to remove their mask, to eat their snack, and have a mask break. Increased sanitation efforts will be with classroom teachers wiping down their desks and tables after each classroom period. We will also ask classroom teachers to clean their personal desk and chair at the end of each day. The next class will be asked to line up in the hallway until they are allowed to come into the classroom once that teacher has wiped down the surfaces. And then any high touch points will be regularly wiped down across the high school by our sanitation team. Also at this time, Fine Arts, Career Tech Ed, and Health Enhancement courses are planned to be as regular. These are required, and so we will be making sure that we provide these opportunities, maybe just looking a little bit different. So for example, with our Fine Arts, specifically our choir class, we may be looking at spacing out on the practice football field so that students can get outside and still sing. When, again, the weather turns, we will possibly use the mezzanine or the gym area as our classes permit. We will also be looking at using sanitizing buckets for equipment that are shared, such as for health enhancement or for our science labs. We will also increase the amount of outdoor activities that we provide for our students. Any computer or shared equipment will be sanitized between each classroom period, and then some of our curriculum will be modified to more normal activities, from some of our normal activities to more safe or socially distanced activities. For field trips, we are going to look at limiting these to the Bitterroot Valley, specifically outdoor areas at this time, and it will be at the discretion of the building principal. For our special education and title students, we will be utilizing more personal protective equipment for that individualized assistance. The smaller class sizes of our special education or title will allow us to socially distance better, as those classroom sizes are significantly smaller. As needed, we will look at utilizing alternative locations for classes that do become increasingly larger. For visitors and volunteers, we always welcome parents and visitors to come into our buildings, but at this time, they will be required to complete a health screening and wear a mask while in the building. At this time specifically, we will ask that we do not have any guest speakers or college or military recruiters until we do reach phase 3. In regards to our curriculum, our teachers are going to focus on what are the essential, or what is the essential for every student to understand before they transition to the next class. If we do end up moving to remote through the year, we will work on maintaining the same schedule, but work on increasing our remote engagement. This year, teachers will be asked to complete a video, less than 5 minutes, introducing themselves, what they teach, and how they will be communicating this information with students and parents. Also, the preferred form of communication for dialogue. Lots of questions have geared around what does our testing look like. So this year we will have ACT testing. It is for seniors, all seniors, on October 6th. For juniors this year, we will have ACT testing, and we are pending the date, but it'll be spring of 2020. Scheduled changes this year will only be allowed the first 5 days of first semester, and then any title or special education student, this will be coordinated with their case manager or counselor. This year, some of our proposed schedule changes includes changing high school orchestra to B-Day to help accommodate the middle school's alternative schedule as well. We also will be involving our TAs as part of the solution by helping teachers with refilling sanitizing sprayer buckets, helping deliver that nutrition break to students. At this time, we have been asked to not have TAs being sent over to the primary school. We will also be working with counselors to equally distribute students in classes as much as possible. We also will be extending our first period to compensate for screening, morning announcements, and nutrition break. Our teachers will also be utilizing Google Classroom as well as Zoom or Meet platforms for all staff or students when we go remote due to a quarantine or a school closure so that we can help maintain our curriculum. The other big item is any student or parent who is opting to start the year with the remote learning. You will be enrolled in either Montana Digital Academy or Engenuity and required to commit to at least one quarter. We do have some limitations of some of the courses available, so we will be working very hard to make sure that you get all of the credits that you need for graduation. Thank you all. If you have any questions, concerns, please reach out. My email is below at camik@corvallis.k12.mt.us, or you can call at 961-3201. Thank you all and have a great day.